with class charts, how you can download and use the new app, and then hopefully towards the end of the assembly, I'm going to show you that new app being used live in the assembly. So if you were not aware, we have absolutely listened to student voice and parental voice, in particular around our communication and ability to track home learning and the limitations of that through Bromcom. So throughout this academic year, since the autumn term, there has been going an ongoing trust-wide Education Southwest review of the use of Bromcom in college. We're always trying to listen to student voice. We know how important that is. That's going to be a thread throughout the assembly today. There'll be further information around student voice towards the end of the assembly. And numerous students across numerous year groups have told us that it is not supporting them, in particular for their home learning. And so therefore we needed to take action. So as a college and also as a trust, we have decided that we will be moving to class charts. We will continue to use Bromcom for attendance. We feel that the attendance function is really good on Bromcom, but everything else, your home learning and your behaviour, your timetable, will all be through class charts. This process is going to start, as well as the change of the shape of day, from Monday. That's Monday, the 17th of June. So today's assembly is to give you the information that you need in order to make that smooth transition to class charts from Monday morning. Whilst the Bromcom app will still be available for you to use until September, every student should be using class charts from Monday, and I'm going to explain to you how you can do that in the assembly this morning. So that's the rationale, that's why we're doing it. So what is class charts going to enable you to do? As I kind of briefly alluded to, you'll be able to track closely your behaviour and achievements. We'll talk about something called badges momentarily. You'll be able to hopefully monitor and track your home learning far easier than you have been able to in Bromcom. You'll be able to keep track of any scheduled detentions or home learning referrals, view your timetable. We're not going to do attendance at the moment, but that's something that we may look to do in the future. View your badges, which I've explained that I'll go into in more detail. You won't be aware of that at the moment. And then any announcements for the school. That's something that, again, that Bromcom can't do. So any kind of information, rather than it being set as a home learning, which is what we currently do on Bromcom, we can do an announcement through class charts. So we can give you information in a, hopefully a slightly different way that doesn't cloud your home learning schedule. So there's two main ways that you can access class charts as a student. One is by a mobile phone app. So if you do have a mobile phone, you can download the iOS or Android app through the App Store or Play Store. I've taken a screenshot of that on the PowerPoint slides this morning. I am going to, as I'll say at the end of the presentation, upload these slides. I'm recording this morning's assembly onto Bromcom and set it as a home learning across the course of next week. So you can access this presentation to know exactly how to download it. When you go into the Play Store or iOS App Store, you will see that there are different platforms. There's class charts for parents, class charts for students, and class charts for teachers. You will only be able to use the student app. So please only download the student app. Of course, at KCC, we do not mandate that all students should have a mobile phone. So we would absolutely advise that you could also use the website through your web browser. And that's what I'll be demonstrating later on in the assembly. In order to do that, you would just search for class chart student login, and it will take you to the following website link. Again, that will be on Bromcom for you so that you can access class charts in a really smooth way going forward. So two ways you can do that, just like with Bromcom, through a web browser or through an app. Okay, so how are you going to log in? So from tomorrow morning, you will receive an email to your school email address and account. Okay, so it's really important you have the ability to access that. Again, if you don't, as I'll say later in the presentation, IT3 will be available for both break times throughout Thursday and Friday of this week for you to go and log in and to access your student code if you need any support with accessing your college emails. So the email will come into your college inbox tomorrow. And that will have within the contents of the email, I've shown a small screenshot there on the bottom right-hand corner. It will have a pupil code, a student access code. And that's the code that you're going to need in order to log into the platform. The only other piece of information you will need is your date of birth. So the two things that the platform uses to enable students to log in is an access code and a date of birth. Differently from Bromcom, the access code is far easier for staff to provide to students. So your tutor going forwards will receive training on how they can provide that to you, as well as your inclusion leads. Previously, we've had to go to IT support potentially in order to get login details. We can reset those far easier through class charts. If when you're logging in for the first time, you are going to use an app, or you're on a tablet or computer at home that you're going to regularly use, we'd highly recommend, as I put in red there, that you would tick the box labeled Remember Me. It's then going to automatically log you in much quicker in the future. If you are not using a mobile device, tablet or computer that you do regularly use, then please do not Remember Me, because other people would therefore be able to see your profile. Then obviously you'd click the login button and it will take you into ClassCharts. So this is what the home screen looks like. I'm going to demonstrate it live towards the end of the assembly. You can see there, just under the login in the middle of the screen, you've got teacher, parent, and student. Obviously, you need to ensure that's clicked on student, and so it would highlight blue. Teachers in the college will make sure they're clicked on teacher, that'll be highlighted blue, and also your parents, that they would click on the parent tab. So the first row there, where you can see the different stars, that is my access code that I've typed in, and then I've typed in the date of birth. I've then ticked the Remember Me, and I've clicked login. Okay, so this is the web browser view. That would look different in the App Store or the Google, the Play Store. So the first page it brings you up to looks exactly like this. You can see from the mobile phone or the computer view there as the screenshots are on the board. On the left-hand side, you've got a menu of different options, which I'm going to talk you through in the assembly. On the main screen, you've got the overall profile, which starts with a pie chart of your behaviours. The default for that is set to 31 days. So again, I'll show you live at the end of the assembly. You can see at the top of the screen there, it says custom showing 31 days. You can click on the date and you can amend that to be the whole academic year, the last week, the last day. That's completely up to you, but it's automatically set for the last 31 days. That graph would then show you a list of the different behaviours awarded, when it was awarded, who awarded the behaviour, the lesson it was awarded in, and how many points the behaviour is worth. So going forwards, we may have some behaviours that are worth more points than others, but at the moment, all behaviours are going to be set to 1 equal point. When you scroll down from that home screen, so if I just go back one more slide, that's the home screen you start in. All you would have to do is scroll down on your mobile phone device or on your web page. You'll come to the following page, which is an activity feed. By scrolling down, you access that, and it's a live feed of all of your positive and negative behaviours in college. Okay, so you're able to see everything that's happened in order of date, and it says the exact time, who awarded it, and when you were awarded. So again, you can look back through that for the college day or historically go backwards. Okay, so that's all the behaviour tab will enable you to do. The next tab that I think would be really helpful for you to use as a student would be the timetable tab. So the timetable tab is on the left-hand side, which I'll show you on the browser. That is obviously going to show your full timetable, just like you can in Bromcom. It's going to show you the time of your lesson, the name of your lesson, your teacher's name, the room where the lesson will take place, and the subject. When you are in that lesson, if you are using it on a tablet or if you are using it on a computer during the school day, that lesson would be highlighted blue to indicate that's the lesson you're currently in. To view your timetable for another day of the week, you can click on the orange, as you can see there on the mobile phone device where it says date, and you can select a date of your choice. So you can look ahead to see what equipment you need to bring for future days in college. So very similar to the current Bromcom app, a really nice timetable feature within ClassCharts. Next, within that, you then have classes. So another tab on the left-hand side of classes, and that'll present you with a list of your classes in a bit more detail. This is the view that you might want to be on for a day, for example, before school. If you're having a look at what you've got the morning of college, maybe while you're having your breakfast, again, that's going to tell you the class name, the teacher name, the subject, and the room where that takes place. So really easy for you to see all of your lessons for the day in a slightly easier view for classes. Okay, home learning. So absolutely, home learning will, from Monday, the 17th of June, from this Monday, all be set through ClassCharts. We will no longer be using Bromcom for any home learning. So on the left-hand side, again, it's highlighted at the bottom of the screen there. I don't think you can quite see that, but it says home learning, and it will take you to a display that will show you all of your home learning tasks. To change the date range, you can do that again by clicking on date, and it will clearly set it will show you the home learning based on different categories. And the categories are to do. So you have a little to-do list, which is grey at the top. Any green home learning have been completed, the light green colour. Yellow or amber will be late, and it will show which home learnings are late and past the submission deadline. Any home learnings in the red box will be not submitted, so ones that you haven't submitted yet. And then dark green will be submitted, and there'll be ones that have come off your class charts platform. Differently from Bromcom, we will be asking your teachers to make sure they have clearly marked that you have completed your home learning. And we'll be making sure we remind teachers of that when we meet on a Monday morning, so that once a home learning has been completed, it will go into your completed light green tab. So you can just see all the historical home learnings you've done. Submitted are ones where you have submitted the home learning potentially online through class charts, but it hasn't been marked as completed by your teacher yet. Bottom right hand corner of the screen there is an example of what a home learning looks like when it is set on Bromcom. So this home learning was to research GDP. It was in geography. It says the name of the class teacher. It says the type of home learning, so blended between online and in workbooks, the issue date, due date, estimated completion time, and a brief description of the task. So that's what it will look like when it pops onto your screen from Monday. So in the app and on the web browser, it will also give you a nice overview. It will show you how many tasks you've got due that week, how many have been submitted or completed, and how many you have remaining. So hopefully much more intuitive and supportive to enable you to see what home learnings you have to complete going forwards. So those banners are there, and it's really important for you to be able to see that in a quick and easy way. To only see home learnings which require an attachment submission, so you have to complete it through class charts, there's also a requires submission box. So if you click on that, that will show you all of the home learning that is online, digitally submitted through class charts. Okay. If you're on the app or on the web browser, you can also click on the home learning and it will expand to give you the full description of the home learning. As well as that, it's really important for you to be able to see completed home learnings. There'll be a checkbox for that for you to say it's done, just like in Bromcom, where you can mark that you've done a home learning. Again, as I said previously, you can expand the home learning to see it in more detail. And that is a screenshot at the bottom of the screen of a list of home learnings where it says the teacher that set them, the lesson, when it was set, the due date, estimated time, and the type of home learning. If the yellow feedback button is there, then that will indicate that you have been given feedback through class charts by your teacher. So there's the yellow feedback again in a little bit more detail on the right-hand side. If the document wants you to upload an attachment, you'll also see the button there on the right-hand side where it says upload attachment. So if your teacher is directly trying to provide feedback to you around your home learning through Bromcom, you'll have a yellow amber feedback box. If your teacher is requiring you to upload a document through class charts to complete a home learning, maybe a sheet or something that they've digitally sent you through class charts, it would say add upload attachment. That might be a photo, for example, in a photography lesson, something that they would like you to upload. Okay, so very intuitive, very clear, but hopefully a much better home learning platform for students moving forward. One of the main reasons we've moved to class charts is because we feel the home learning platform is much more user-friendly for students and parents and carers. Okay, detentions. Again, there is a detention tab. So on the left-hand side on your screen, you'll have detentions. Again, it uses the same color coding system. So green for attended, red for not attended, yellow for pending, meaning you've got a detention or home learning referral coming up, and amber if it has been upscaled. So if you've not attended a detention and therefore it's been increased, it will be amber. Okay, if you click on the arrow on the detention, so you can see there on the mobile phone, there's a really small arrow in the slightly light red colored box. You'll see that that will then enable you to pop up and give you more information. It will tell you the location of the detention, the teacher that issued it, the date or time of the detention, and how long the detention will run. So you can click on those to make sure you're fully understand where those detentions or home learning referrals take place, and obviously the reason why you have it, which is again through student voice. Some students saying they weren't sure why they had home learning referrals, etc. That information will all be at your fingertips through class charts. Okay, and again, through the web browser, that will give you an overview. So that's a home learning referral that somebody has today, the demo student in the future, and they're all the home learning referrals they've sat in the past. So again, really easy for you to see any patterns of subjects where maybe you are not submitting home learning in a timely manner, so that you can hopefully amend that behaviour and improve things moving forwards. So it does keep an archive of all of your detentions for you to access should you wish to. Okay, badges. So badges is another menu on the left-hand side, and this is where you'll see whether you've received one of our awards. So that's a Tutor Award, Inclusion Lead Award, Principal Award, Governor Award, or Exceptional Performance Award. That will be clear for you to see from September. We're going to continue, because the count is already ongoing for those awards, through class charts to monitor those. So, through Bromcom. Class charts is really clever. It's going to still give Bromcom some information for us. So those badges won't appear in your app or online until September. Okay, so it's important for you to know that the badges tab is there, but you will not see your awards being announced in that until the start of the new academic year. We want you to know what the tab is for, but that is not running live until the new academic year.